Bye. Why would you message me at 2:59 asking could you have more time? Very cool. You can't be coming in here when I'm in this meeting, Tony.
I know this.
Okay.
Wow, so that's what it really looks like behind you.
I'm not at home. I'm in my mom's office.
Promises to behave today.
No promises. I've closed several doors in between us, though. So we shall see.
Oh my God, I have so much homework.
I still haven't finished my CV.
I probably should really have, they did a CV workshop and I hear it was really good, but I also figure I don't need to worry about that till next summer.
Right.
If you don't like my CV, don't hire me. I have so much to do for the next year. I don't give a shit.
Right, doesn't even matter.
That's really where I'm at right now. And I don't think Brandon's looking to get rid of me. Not that I'm getting paid, but.
I worked for about 11 hours and 45 minutes yesterday. I did not get a break like I thought I was going to because we got busy right when I was about to take a break.
So where are you working?
Saltgrass on 280.
Who?
Saltgrass Steakhouse.
Jealous. God, I can't. I was trying to think. When I was growing up, so you know I was privileged. So I was a middle class kid. They were part of a country club, blah, blah, blah. I I had nothing to do with that shit. I'm just a kid. There's nothing I can do about it. So the 4th of July, we would go and hang out at this country club, and they always made steaks.
Mm.
And I've never found that steak yet that brings back that, you know what I mean?
Sawgrass got some good, because they have from top sirloin all the way up to a porterhouse and everything.
You and I are going to have to get together, but you and I just have to get together just to be BS at some point anyway. So maybe we might be putting everything in between us and 6 feet of distance, but
they have patio seating out there, so spaced out. And they have actual couches on the patio too with hard seating.
I'm good with the patio sitting, but I really would like us to it's got to happen after school though, so that we can just sit down and BS.
And they have a frozen Crown and Coke. It's like an adult slushy. It's real good. No. Crown and Coke though.
Gin. And,
okay,
and
I forgot
soda
gin.
water.
Got you.
Gin.
I got plenty of gin too.
Although, trust me, we all may be drinking if you're not working next Saturday afternoon. I'm going to probably break open the Bloody Mary and just keep doing it till Sunday morning. I told my group that I may be drinking while we meet.
I am working Saturday after the camp ends.
Okay, bummer. We'll figure it out. Because I do love a good Bloody Mary, although drinking it that late at night's probably not smart for me with reflux. I'd be better off with a gin. Anyway, sorry.
Tomato juice.
Yeah, the tomato. If I'm going to do it, I got to do it early so I can try and be good by bedtime. All right, so let's focus on work first before people start to pop in. So, Maya, what happened while we were talking yesterday is we need a dashboard. And a way of keeping up, whether it's tacos or not, I don't care, but it's going to begin now because one of the things that shortly, Kayla's going to start asking questions, and we've got to record who wrote the answers so that once they're in their teams, the teams have tacos to start with if we do the tacos. We definitely want them to be able to give individual tacos, and then I want you and Barb to put on your creative hats. She'll make the certificates if you tell her what categories we want them in. Brandon's not going to care, I don't think. We're going to want who is the best with restore. We want restorative touchstones, one. We want, best support, however we want to break it up. Obviously, the team takes it all, whichever team, does it. What other goofy ones can we do and inspirational ones?
I don't know. I think those will end up coming based off of the dynamic of the students.
I happen to agree with you on that as well. I was thinking that some of that's just going to emerge during the week. We just have to give Barbara 24 hours notice and tell her whether it's going to be goofy. And she, work with her. If you want serious ones, she'll put serious ones. If you want to do the goofies, she's actually really good with some of that. So
I just know she's got a lot going on too. And for me, it'll be a quick Canva thing.
Okay. Well then, whatever works. Okay. I've got to start learning Canva, but anyway, although I'm having a hard time doing Canva necessarily only because PowerPoint is just as strong for me. I'm so versed in it. Like here, I got to show you this.
PowerPoint had to up their game once Canva became big.
Yeah. Do me a favor, make the screen so I can share, unless only Brandon can.
Is that the code he sent us?
Did he send us a code?
I hope so. Because
too.
How do you claim host?
All right, you go into participants, and there's three dots, and you claim it. Yeah. What's the code?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hopefully this is the right one that he sent us in that chat. 479-106.
479
106.
106. 479 106. Okay.
Maybe.
Nope.
Brandon.
Okay, I'll get rid of that then. See if I can get him to fix us as hosts. He's got to be irritated that he can't. I know that he's tried this in. Oh, did you? Cool.
So what I was trying to tell him about Teams is that the way it's set up, the students can see everything.
Can you undo it?
No, they have to be in a separate team. That's why you have multiple teams, because one team, everybody's going to be in the general, and then they do the channels. And so
Yeah, they're in a channel now, aren't they?
right, but they're still on the same team.
Oh, okay. So once we put them in teams, we then can break them up into literally a no.
So the name of our team right now is the Journey to a Tiny Pre-Law Camp. That's a whole team. If you're, are you looking at teams right now?
Hold on one sec.
If I can just share.
Fortunately, I have a double screen, so it gets really confusing for me here. I'm going to throw teams over here, and then I can do it. All right, Maya.
All right, so if you click on the teams on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, I have general, imagine. Yeah.
No, okay, so wait. What do you mean imagine? So the name of this whole team is Journey to a Tiny Pre-Law Camp. The general channel has to have everybody that's on the team in it because that's the one that everybody can see. But then like these other channels, the curriculum and design, development, recruiting, those can be limited to specific people. And then, but for us, it wouldn't matter because the students can still see the general for real. So what I'm saying is that it needs to be a completely separate team.
Has he put the students in the general one as well?
That's what I'm saying. There is no as well. If you add them to this team, they're going to be in there regardless. So what we need to do is create another. It will be the same account, it'll just be another tab. So if you're looking at the.
So his Reimagine Camp isn't just the students.
No, because it's in the same team. So, okay.
Oh,
arrow.
All right. So on my screen, if I could show you this, it says Journey to Attorney, then it says Forging Future Leaders, and it says Domestic Violence.
Right.
You can't see my other two teams, can you?
No.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I only have one on there, so it's hard for me to explain. Yeah, so it would just need to be like a separate, complete team for the students. Mm-hmm. They're going to see everything.
Poor Brandon. This is going to be the vein of him yet, this host crap. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. I don't think it will work, but we'll try it. Nah. So, all right, so you and I have got that part figured out. And I'm assuming you feel super comfortable hosting or debriefing on Tuesday night, the game. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What I really want you and Peyton to hit home, but particularly you, just in case Peyton doesn't do it, which is fine. There's not a problem with that. I want you to really tie it back to the restorative touchstones. I want those conversations going back to those touchstones as best as we can, so that we're repetitive and we're trying to show that connection of what they're learning. If we can, how might that look in the Scottsboro case? Like, what would have happened if such and such, if you can tie it back to that, cool. If you can't, I care more about restorative touchdowns. I will be on an international phone call from 6 to 9 p.m. and that's why I cannot be in attendance. Okay. So, yeah, I have another life on top of all the other lives I'm trying to lead. It's really annoying. As a matter of fact, I have someone, they're finally developing an online curriculum for, they're finally developing how to become a TBL consultant with online, not just face-to-face, but online. And they're like, Annetta, it requires a commitment. Annetta, we don't know that you have the time. I'm like, I've been asking for this since 2015. What do you mean you're kicking me out of the club?
I will make time.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, what do you mean you can't wait till next spring? I'll have time in the summer.
Maybe.
Well, if we are successful, it sounds like Brandon's really trying to whip out this law and money one. So if he whips out this law and money, I told this to Marion, I'm going to tell it to you. You can give me the same look Marion did. In December, I'm not aiming to do Scottsboro, and there's two reasons. One is very transparent. I don't want to deal with the hustle and the bustle with the just the bullshit that's going on. I'm hoping, and BS just meaning that everybody's politicizing everything. Everything's horrible. Everybody's afraid. Blah 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 blah. What I mean by that is, I am more concerned about we've got our curriculum done. We're going to test it here. We're going to correct what needs to be corrected. And I feel confident of applying it next summer. Does that make sense? With Law and Money, because this is our second rendition, right? We've done it face to face. We've now put it online. We now know what we need to do to make it smoother next year. For Law and Money, we don't. We don't have that experience. We haven't worked through the kinks of the curriculum. And I want us to work through the kinks so that we're running it in December. It's 4 days. It's brand new. We start recruiting. And then we're on the ball for doing both camps next summer. And so with the Scottsboro, but there's also a third one, which I didn't say to Marion. It gives us 3 extra days of not having our Christmas break. So I'm only off for a certain amount of time between UAB and being a student, right? And I would like to spend some of that. Last winter, I was in India.
Right.
This time, I would like to give Barbara the bulk of my attention at Christmas time, rather than being tied up with camp. So there's a really super selfish part on mine, which is, we have such a short time where we can offer it when the students get out right at Christmas time and the holiday time. So when would we be able to eke it out? And I think we would have more success on 4 days than the 6-day one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the following year, if there's a lot of, we can recruit and see what the response is if people want to do a 6-day one at Christmas time, because that's important for us to know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, because for UAB, it's going to look different anyway, since we're going completely virtual after Thanksgiving. So it's just a matter of...
You think we'll make it to Thanksgiving?
Whatever. But
sorry to throw that little kink in there.
And that's the thing, like, what are the high schools going to be doing anyway? Because their teachers are still fighting to not go back in the fall now. Which for high school might not be that much of a concern. Like, if they're going to make a compromise, that might be the compromise. High schools and middle schools might have to go, and elementary might not.
Maya, you brought up a really interesting point, and Marion brought this up, is if we're forced online again, is being able to break up the camp and offer it in installments and having people participate so that we're part of teachers' curriculum, where we're not doing all the camp, but we're doing pieces of the camp to help give a really strong academic piece to their online presence. And that was something that Marion discussed, and we were looking at the Poverty Law Center as a possibility for a grant in this, but and doing a joint. So Marion, and we want to do a joint partnership with Marion and Life Crafters Journey to Attorney. And we really like Girls Inc. because we think if 3 of us come to Southern Poverty Law Center and say, look, there's 3 of us who are looking to do this, this is what we want to partner with, we're more likely to get some funding.
Breakout?
What was that?
Who's Marion with?
Breakthrough Breakthrough Collaborative.
Well, but that's already connection to students. Then you got us connection to law. I think the third party needs to be somebody connection with money. So more like Urban Impact and Girl Inc.
I don't mind Urban Impact being part of this seeking the grant, but Urban Impact doesn't have access to kids, do they?
But Marion does.
Yeah, Marion's got the access to kids. So does Girls Inc.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you already have one that has access to kids and you have one that has access to law, we're talking about law and money, then you'll need somebody that has access to the money.
I hadn't thought about the, yeah. It'd still be 4 agencies.
Yeah, 4 is still good too, but
yeah.
I think it's necessary to have money.
All right, so what we need to do is sit down with Marion, Elijah, AKA Ivan, and really look at what the Southern Poverty Law Center has and how we could I actually would like to partner with Learning Little People so that we're bringing admin into this as well. But I don't know, because they have access to over 2,200 administrators across the state. And both Marion's international, or not international, she's national, so she's just one of many. I don't know about urban impact. I don't know if they're actually in a network across the country. And then Girls Inc. is a network across the country. And Learning Little People, we are helping encourage her spreading in the Southeast area.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can scale a lot of what we're going to start delivering through her and with her.
I'm trying to see what this beeping noise is. Oh, I forgot to boil my dad's hot dogs. I'll be right back.
You what?
My dad told me to boil him some hot dogs when he called me like 20 minutes ago, and I forgot to do it.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'll work on my homework. You go do your thing.
Okay. All right, I'm back. My mama had done it.
Okay, that's the participant code. Your mom rocked.
Okay.
Brandon and his bloody videos.
I need him to find it so I can show you the scavenger hunt before people start getting here.
Yeah, you do.
So we have enough people to put on the Money in Law Camp this time too?
Well, we had 5. So for me, that's a good test group. You know, from an instructional perspective, if we had 5 to 7 and even 10, that would be ideal. And what we're doing with the group we currently have is ideal too, Maya. So, I mean, honestly.
Because how many do we have for Scott?
13, 15, 16, something. I don't know. Ask Brandon. I suppose we could actually look.
I'm about to look now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15.
We have 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not bad given that last year was 21, and given everything that's been going on this year, I think that's pretty impressive, actually. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't mean to lower my standards by any means, but that really is impressive.
Well, no, I mean, it's really 20 if you're counting the 5 that you have for Money Law, right?
Yeah, well, the other problem is Brandon is no good at letting go and doing what we tell him to do, which is you need to be recruiting now. You need to be recruiting. You can't half-ass. But I think he finally learned. It only took us a year and in the second camp for him to understand what we meant by not recruiting in time.
Brandon, did you learn?
I'm all in. We can start recruiting now.
I told you he learned.
Especially now for the December camp.
Yes, yeah. And Brandon, I realized another selfish reason why I want to do the money in law camp. Although Maya and I were talking, and it may not be a bad idea to see an interest level in a 6-day camp during Christmas vacation. That may not be a bad idea to see if families would be open to 6 days. And quite honestly, Maya, we may find out that the money in law kids want 5 days. They may want an extra day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's going to be real interesting to see what happens. And Brandon, you've made that a much shorter camp day. So it's feasible that we could add one more day and make it 1 week during Christmas break.
Another, you want to try it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll try
late
that.
now.
Yeah, I'll try it. See what
He's already claimed it though.
well, let's see what happens.
I don't see the option anymore.
Nor do I. Yeah, Brandon's definitely claimed it. Okay.
But maybe next time it'll work.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon, will you let us share the screen? Maya wants to show something.
You're muted.
What if I make Maya the host?
That works too.
I'm good with that.
Like you're going to be doing the most tonight, like
Yeah.
with the camp and stuff. And so I think rather than assign Annette, I think it makes more sense to assign you.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm good with that.
Sounds good to me. All right.
Okay, here's of course, I'm going to tell Danielle this, but here's something that you'll need to know tonight because Danielle won't be on. When we switch sessions, so we go from from this to the actual start, we need to stop the recording and then start it back. Don't pause it. Stop it and start it back. And when we do that, it will break the recordings into each session when we end the call. So that way we won't have an 8-hour, video that we got to go in and try to piece together. Every time we stop it, it'll create a new segment of video.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's why when I was trying to record that, which I still have to re-record the video for the game, I have like about 12 takes in one meeting because I just kept starting. Okay, Teams is what I want to share. So I put the scavenger hunt stuff in the file section. So I did 3 separate documents for it. This is the first one. This is just for the facilitators that'll be in the room, not even necessarily the mock trials. Are the mock trial students going to be there, Brandon?
Right now, I think. Okay, now let me give you a full answer.
Okay.
Because
I only need 2 teams really, so.
Now, so we have 2 different groups of mock trial students. Some of the students are actually participating as students.
Right.
So they're camp students. We have the team that competed last year, so they actually have competition experience. They're coming in as presenters.
Okay.
So one of those people should be here. Her name is Katie McDowell.
Okay. How much experience will the other students have though? The ones who are participating in the camp.
Experience with what?
Like knowing the process.
Okay, in the pre-work, they should have watched a video about the process.
Okay.
There's also a video about presumption of innocence, which covers the process again.
Okay.
Okay, so they should have some basic knowledge about judicial process, and it's not that hard. You know,
Well, I'm asking how much will the mock trial students that are participating in the camp know?
I think we should assume they know the same as everybody else.
Okay. I was asking because the way I did it kind of like it wasn't too much wording about the process, each part of the process, because I didn't know exactly how you wanted to word it or anything. So I guess now the question is, if we have two separate teams, Caitlin is one, are you going to be there to kind of help with the other team?
I can be.
Okay.
As far as the judicial process is concerned,
Yeah.
yeah, I can be.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. So we have, it would help if I actually showed you the scavenger hunt first, actually. All right, Annetta, this is what I want you to look at. Where did she go?
She went to get a snack.
Probably. Oh no, I thought she had started back with the intermittent fasting. Oh, that was fun.
Somebody's gonna have to prove to me she's not getting a snack.
She'll come back munching. We'll see. She might be, since I went and got my snack too.
See?
Temptation.
The girls from Grace House might be a little delayed. Their power went out as well, and it's not scheduled to be back on until 4 is what they're being told. So might be a little after that would be my guess.
Man, it got nasty here. I'm impressed our weather stayed on. It got nasty.
Brandon, she's snacking.
And my time is up. I need to quit. I'm stressed. I'm eating chocolate.
Maya said you were intermittent fasting. I said intermittent fasting my ass. She's going after a snack.
And she did. But it's good chocolate.
Oh yeah. This will be it though. You won't see me eat for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to lose my, unfortunately, I definitely have the 5 that they talk about from the coronavirus 5.
Oh yeah.
I got that going, but I am so stressed, and apparently I like sugar now when I'm stressed out.
Mm.
But then I want salt, so I go and I get the salt.
At least it's Rice Krispies and not.
Hey, if I could have Cheetos right now, I'd be eating the damn Cheetos.
Okay.
See, after my own heart. Oh my goodness.
She was out of town. I'm confused. Okay. So the scavenger hunt. We got
Ooh, nice feedback.
Thanks, Brandon. Okay. So this is what I tell them they'll need. Designating a few roles for the people. Then the first step is for them to put these in the right order.
Cool. Good.
For the criminal process. Then they have to check with their facilitator to make sure they do have them in the right order before they proceed.
Awesome.
Then the second part is the extra scavenger hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all QR codes, which is why I said they need somebody to do a QR code. But if you look at the second one, once you start going down the actual, like the other steps past the crime, all of the answers, what they will need for the answer will be here. So what's actually happening is, I'm gonna switch documents now. Those QR codes will scan them to PDFs, and I piled all those PDFs into another PowerPoint here, just in case any of the QR codes don't work. That's backwards though. Okay, so this is what they'll see when they get scanned for the crime. It's the same story from last year. And then for each step in the process, that's when they have to scan another QR code that'll take them to a website. And they're all of the official UAB website. So this will take them straight to Stern. Oh, there's a typo and I can't fix it now. Oh, well. So for this one, like the answer was the University Writing Center. So that's why I kind of tried to do the clues that way. They'll be asked about like the names of this was asking about the office, and I think that celebrates diversity in the student center. So that'll be SMDP, because I asked for the abbreviation, but then they all go to specific stuff like this. Hopefully all the QR codes work. I had to switch websites in the middle because they told me I had a limit and I didn't know that. But it should be pretty straightforward for them, I think. And then going back to the other one. No, it's the wrong one.
What did you have a limit on that you didn't know?
Making the QR codes. So I had to
Oh,
switch.
interesting.
It was one of the, so the way I was originally trying to do it was kind of how we had to do for the Hunter Killer Annetta.
Yeah.
The QR codes were requiring a password, which required a special type of subscription, but then I just gave up on that.
Okay.
So it's a little bit easier for them.
The QR code was a good idea, though.
Thank you.
Sweet, Maya. I love it.
She's just not eating. She's not just eating chocolate. She's getting after it.
She is. And then the last part is just for them to check with the facilitator to make sure they have all the right answers. That's part 3. And then for the facilitators, I created just this reference packet. So that's the answers to the first part, the steps in order. Hope I got them all right. This is what the notes I took from that video you showed us the other day. These are all the links to all the websites that should be going to in order in case the QR codes don't work again. And then that's the final answers for the.
Sweet.
So hopefully we'll flow smoothly.
Jamba Juice.
Honestly, I don't even think I agree with that. Because the clue was like, where can you get the best smoothies on campus? The best smoothies might actually be either the C-store or Einstein's, but you know, Jamba Juice, they'll take that.
Now, the mock trial team may argue with us on that.
That's okay. That they should, as long as they can come with some evidence.
There you go.
I like
exactly
that
right.
answer. Who's the handsome dude up there?
Those are one of my moral exemplars. When you get when you're all PhD, well, you won't. When you get a break from your PhD, you should go read about him. I'll post my blog about him.
You changed that because you knew she wouldn't be done anytime soon.
Yeah, he's a war boy. He was kidnapped from his tribe in Africa when he was 9. And
I may know about this. He got unprogrammed, correct? They unprogrammed him.
Well, they didn't. He did. He unprogrammed himself.
Right.
He ended up becoming a refugee. His brother snuck him out of the prison hospital. I'm sorry, the army hospital in a sack of potatoes. And got him to a refugee camp, and then he ended up getting over. This is when he was a teenager by this point, and got him over to Australia, and a family took him in and worked with him. Well, he eventually just didn't jihad with his family, so he was living on the street. To me, one of the most interesting pieces of his story is that he heard a white radio commentator basically say, well, didn't basically say, he actually said, black people couldn't learn, and so it was a waste of money to let them into the schools. And so he decided that he was going to go to school. So at that point, he began learning English and started getting his GED work. He eventually graduated with a degree, a college degree in accountancy, and then went back to law school and became a lawyer. And he runs a facility in addition to his law practice, which is world renowned now. He runs a facility for refugees, so that refugees can learn their rights when they come in. But he's one of my moral exemplars.
That's really cool.
Probably one of the coolest video clips is when he goes back and finds his mother. Because, you know, he was kidnapped, and so mother didn't know what had happened to him. I'm using Teams by hook or by crook.
You know, Maya, tell Brandon what our problem is, because I figured out, Brandon, Maya's concern is this. It isn't concern. What she was making note of is the campers having access to all of our inner workings because they are part of the Journey to Attorney camp. You actually literally need to create a new team like Forging Future Leaders or Domestic Violence that is just their team, and then they can't see the inner workings of the camp. So you actually have to create a camper team outside of JTA. Maya, did I summarize that correctly? Is she there? Or did we?
I don't know what happened to her. Hey, Sawyer.
They may have sucked her up.
Welcome, Sawyer.
Awesome. So we have.
Welcome, Bradley.
I was gonna say I don't see a Sawyer.
No, you were right, Mr. Blankenship. Yeah, it is Sawyer.
Sawyer, you can actually go in and rename yourself. So it says Sawyer Jackson. So why don't you go ahead and do that in, Mr. Blankenship, do you want you and I to actually put our last names only?
That's what I'm about to do. I don't know how to do. Oh, I guess the host has to do that. No.
No, you can rename yourself. You click on where it says mute. There's 3 dots, and then you rename yourself. And I'm just going to use, I think Nadia and Maya will appreciate this.
Interesting.
Apparently, Dolly is going to be participating.
Professor D, did you see Nadia's question in Teams?
I can't answer that. Actually, Professor Blankenship has to answer that one. As long as someone else is in the room, I don't see why she could not. And I would actually encourage it.
I'll be here.
Okay. Someone's getting into trouble. Just a minute.
Hello, Sawyer. How are you?
Good.
Good. Where are you from?
I'm originally from, well, a couple different states, but the last state I lived in was Virginia.
Okay, cool. What did she do? I want to know why she changed the picture to a snake of all things.
Because I stated that one thing you may not know about me is that I like ball pythons and that I one day want to have one.
Okay.
Because they're cute.
And in response,
Oh.
in response, I said she needed to make sure that the python was in a cage when she was sleeping.
Yes. Did you see the story about the one that was sizing his owner up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't eaten for a really long time. Yeah, because he's about to eat you.
Yeah, that's why I never understood why people got like Burmese pythons, because those things, they don't stop growing, and then eventually they have to either like give them up because they're starting needing to eat like what, dogs, large animals. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, ball pythons are perfect. They stay like 5 feet. That's all. That's all they need to be.
Reasonable.
Yeah, they're
The
very
only-
docile.
The only weird thing is, you've heard about the instances where people have had these giant snakes and flushed them into the sewer system.
So that
And in
just
my
really-
mind, if you go into the bathroom and something starts poking out, that's not something to be
I know
happy
that's
about.
I know that's an issue in Australia where snakes will get into the bathroom sewer, and then you'll have a surprise, which is an part of the top 100 reasons why I'm not going to Australia anytime soon. Like, oh,
Frogs, snakes, everything.
the heat, giant spiders.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm good.
Although I wonder what
Chicken.
their pest problem is like now after those fires.
That's a good statement. I feel like a lot of the creatures were probably pushing in to find shelter.
Well, no, they said so many died. I wonder, like, how many of the species are still around? Because they said billions died.
That's true. Or what species are going to take over.
Right.
Yeah, I am a chicken. All right. I'd gladly take that title. It's Australia. I was going to go there to Sydney for biology when I wanted to study abroad. But then I was like, man, they have sandstorms? I'm not about that. I'll go to Scotland. And still didn't go.
I remember reading a couple of books about Australia that took place in Australia, and I thought, I will never camp there because I can't stand scorpions. Their bugs scare the bejeebies out of me. So I would do definitely the major cities.
Yeah, no, I about come out my skin when I see a spider larger than a quarter. So I'm like, nah, well, one that's taking down a bird, a parrot in front of my house.
Yeah, no.
I think not.
They still have those in the cities.
No, I'm good.
I mean,
I know my strengths and weaknesses, and that's one of them.
Doesn't Alabama have an issue with small scorpions?
Yeah, but they're small scorpions. They're like, they're
They're
not
still
bad.
scorpions.
They're not gonna like bite you. They're just chilling. I have like every now and then, I see like a little, like every now and then I see like a scorpion in my basement. I'm like, oh hey buddy, get out.
Yeah, no.
shoot. They're not like, but also we don't really have a scorpion problem because we live by a creek, so we get natural lizards and salamanders that take care of them. So, yay!
Those two. Outstanding.
I can handle like a Komodo dragon, like power walking down my street. I've had a black bear walk past the front house. I'm like, cool.
Thank you. I was in Thailand. I was at one of my schools that I was teaching at, and you had these huge baby gator size, and they bite, apparently. They do attack. I'm like, no, I took some pictures of those.
I remember you sending me pictures of those.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and they were everywhere. I'm like, okay, dude, no thank you. This was a little too much for me.
No way.
I think I'll be fine. I think the one thing that'll get me is like what people's like, yeah, I don't mind snakes, but I'm not dumb enough to try to stay and identify the snake if I find one near me. Like, I'm just gonna go. And then later, I'm like, I'll peep at it. I'm like, oh, it's a rat snake. We're good. Just like, let's just not be around it.
Okay.
I was watching, go
ahead. My cousin actually lives in Austin, Texas. She deals with a bunch of snakes. And every time on Facebook, and my mom hates snakes. And the last time she used one of those grabbers that you see people use, trying to say, "Oh, I'm sending it back because it didn't grab the snake."
Mm-mm. I'm staying far away from all the snakes. Gonna stop to look and see what it is.
When I was in elementary school, I was walking back from the bus stop, and this kid was running around in his lady's yard, and I was like, "You need to get out that lady's yard." And he's like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "What? What's going on? There's a giant python in her yard." I was like, "Man, no, it's not." And then, like, all of a sudden, this 20-foot long Burmese python comes out this lady's yard, and it's just chilling. And everyone's like, ah! Like, ran. My mom was like, we had this neighbor named Mr. Hank, and we're like, "Oh, Mr. Hank." And like the lady, she had like a nurse's aide, so she didn't really come out of her home. And so he just walks up, takes a shovel, and like kills the snake. We find out that a guy who kept the snake released it into the populace because it got too big. I was like, wait, so here's a snake that's now dead because you couldn't take care of it because the thing got too huge. Like, this thing was a dog snatcher.
No, thank you. Right, and he legit could have snatched a dog. Or
Or small child, because
right.
he almost did. He was like, "Oh, well, hello, small lunch."
No, thank you.
Okay, where do you guys live where you just like find random snakes? Because like the only snake I've seen is like a garter snake, and that's in my yard.
Alabama is a place of just tropical misfits.
I would say, so Alabama is the most biodiverse state, so we have a little bit of everything.
One thing I've started to learn is that Alabama has such a mixed like weather system that you'll be surprised what can grow here. I eventually discovered bananas can grow here. So like, it's really cool.
Yeah, well, I live in Virginia, so a little like
Which part?
Alabama, yeah.
Which part of Virginia do you live in?
I live near like the capital, like near Richmond. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of RVA, but
No, I lived in Chesapeake.
oh, that's interesting.
That mean? Well, I guess maybe we should start doing some more introductions. I know y'all kind of introduced yourselves and teams already, but that means it's time for us to start. No, we're not starting at 4?
1 minute. 1 minute, please.
Your clock's behind.
Really?
My clock says 3:59. So well, actually,
Wow.
4:59.
Yeah, Maya's living in the
Your
future.
mom's clock is ahead.
It's my computer clock and my Outlook clock that did it. My phone clock is 3:59 though. You can see that. There's Patrick.
It is Patrick. That's awesome. But what I like better is the students outnumber us. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. We're
We're
close.
getting there.
We're getting there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Kayla. She
Yeah.
had
Just tip the other way.
I'm gonna have to get a green screen so I can like show off my backgrounds. Peyton's over here flexing on everybody.
Oh no! Wait, wrong button. Let me go back and just do that tour through all the different ones I have planned so far. The different videos. My favorite one.
I have the green screen. I have a messed up computer. That will change. So next camp.
Dang. And Nadia, you're getting a new computer, aren't you, this week? She's gone.
No, I'm here. I just had to mute myself. But no, I am. It's actually supposed to be here Tuesday. I'm so excited. It's all fancy. I love it. I'm so 1 terabyte. That's all I need. And it's a 1 terabyte laptop. My sweet dream.
I've got like 956 or something, so I'm like, I'm close enough. This thing is beautiful.
Okay, Annetta, my clock says 4:02 now.
Well, I say 4:01. So
I think 4.
Mine says 5:01 because I live in EST. So
Yes.
excellent.
Is there anybody else that's not in the central time zone that's here right now? Right. Because
Sawyer, where are you located?
Right now, I'm at my parents' house in Chesapeake.
Okay.
All right, help the geographically challenged.
Virginia.
Thank you. I was wondering, but there's many Chesapeakes.
Yeah, that's true. Skylar.
So what I have discovered is we have many cooks, we have a few artists, a couple of musicians, and I'm feeling really untalented.
You don't bake any cookies, Professor
Oh
D?
no, I cook just fine.
Well, you know I bake. That's
I'm gonna-
for sure.
I'm gonna get really thrown off by Professor D because the last one I had was my math teacher, like in 10th grade. So send me back to just what was that, like pre-cal or something, and I'm just gonna have these flashbacks of terror.
Y'all can unmute yourselves and say, hey. We want to hear your voices.
We would really love to hear anybody. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear you,
Okay.
but it says you're
It
muted.
says you're muted.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah. Well, I've got my iPad running because I'm trying to get the technology so I can move. So would love to hear from you if you didn't post something about yourself that you would like people to know about, like something interesting about you. And it doesn't have to be interesting to us. You know, just what's interesting to you about you. Come on, Patrick.
I don't go to UAB, I guess. I go to Auburn. I feel like I'm outnumbered here.
Well, you won't be once all the students get on.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. But I mean, like, everybody goes to UAB and has the Blazer ID, and I don't. I need to get one of those. I don't know how. I tried to sign up for one, but I don't know how that works.
Patrick, I'll make you feel better. I could sign in under South Alabama.
Well, you got Peyton. Peyton doesn't go to UAB. He goes to
That's
Montreal.
right. You've got a few of
Okay.
us.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
And Kayla goes to UAB, but she hangs out on some other campus.
Wow. Just betray her like that. She still believes
Some
green
other
and gold.
campus. I can't think of anything interesting. I have 6 names.
Whoa. Tough.
Maya, Lee, Andra, Micah, Shelby, Morton. And all 6 of them are on my high school diploma. They're on my degree for undergrad, but they are not all on my social security card because they ran out of room.
Which one does your mom call when she's mad at you?
My mom can't even remember my name most of the time, so she'll usually call me by my brother's names, and it's whatever comes out.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Dottie, I love that because I knew what kind of mood my mother was in by what name she used for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they are not cursed names, by the way. They are completely socially appropriate in any circle.
Yeah, when I get the whole name, I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? Something's happening.
Nah, my mama usually calls me Gus, something like that.
Michi, I don't think we heard anything about you I don't think you posted on there something interesting about you. Can't hear you.
Was I supposed to?
Yeah, it's on Teams. We posted a thing on Teams that said, tell us about you. And so that's one thing we know about you. You don't read a lot of Teams.
Well, one thing about me is I have over like, I guess, 200 unread text messages on my phone right now. So I guess that fits.
I can't have the notification bubble sitting there. I got to get rid of them.
Are they all from one person?
No, they're all from like maybe 20, 30 people. I just, yeah. I mean, I don't think they're urgent. If it's urgent, they'll call me, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. In fact,
This is someone after my own heart. She actually believes in face-to-face or voice-to-voice contact. Yes.
I think maybe we should get a T-shirt made. How many did you say, Michi?
How many? What?
Yeah, how many? 200 did you say?
Let me check for real. It's 230 something, 33.
I think we should get a T-shirt made that says, "I have 237 unread text messages."
37.
I'll work my way through it eventually. It's fine. That's what this pandemic's for.
Wait, but we've been here since March. And you still have the 200.
It probably started with like 1,200.
True, she's working her way down.
See, I would have thought that pandemic was kind of
187, so.
Good Lord, what do we all do? I can't live that life with the red bubble just sitting there.
Thank
I
you.
see one, I'm just like, no, address it now.
The greatest
Well-
thing on is that as soon as I erase a notification at the top, all the bubbles disappear. So I don't remember it there.
Not for me. They'll stay up, or even when I open up the text messages, they'll still show. So I have a real bad habit of just going in and click mark all is read, even though I probably shouldn't do that, because then I forget to text a lot of people back.
I've sort of turned it into a game about Nadia now. If I'm up at some really weird hour, I just send her a message on Teams just to see if she responds. And it's like instantly. Like, when do you sleep?
I was wondering, I was like, why is Brandon up at 3 a.m.? Why am I up at 3 a.m.? I should have responded. I don't think I sleep at this point. I don't know. Sleep is like an enigma. I just do it whenever it takes me. I just drop wherever I go.
See, I've got a similar issue. The only problem is because I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be living this fall for my junior year of college. And I'm like, I've got to answer every text message because of the people I'm supposed to be staying with. But how?
Oh, yeah. Just mute it halfway through that.
Yeah, you got cut off at the end.
I want to hear from my other peeps. We got Amy. Is it Amy and Kylan? I hope I'm saying your names right. Ooh.
You said it right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What's some interesting things about y'all? Come on, we're all, I guess, chill. Is that? I don't know.
Well, I said in my little post that I like to cook.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did
I'm all
you say
down for
what-
some food.
Did you say what your favorite thing was?
Well, recently it's been this oatmeal raisin cookie recipe that I've been making. Pretty good.
Professor D likes healthy cookies.
I don't
that-
like healthy cookies.
Is that slang for like boring cookies? Like
Oh no.
he likes
no,
oat green
no.
quinoa ground cookies.
No, well, actually, it's funny that you should say that, Nadia. Now, I haven't made anyone suffer from this brand of cookie, but I did find a healthy cookie that did call for quinoa and ground oats, and I used ground almond flour, and it actually ended up being very good. It was more of a savory cookie, but what they're referring to is I made it's getting worse, isn't it? Is that I did a no sugar oatmeal carrot cake cookie, and the only sweetener in it really was the carrots and the applesauce that got used in it. And
That doesn't
it's
count.
actually very tasty, but you can see Maya's face. It's so
Wait, so can you define savory? Is this like Willy Wonka savory where it switches from like Thanksgiving dinner to blueberries?
It's almost like a breakfast bar without sugar in it. It was interesting. I actually liked it.
So it's like a sad Nature Valley bar?
Oh, it's way sad, man. Way
No!
sad. Yeah, it's so not Nature Valley. So not Nature Valley. But I was telling, it's Kylan, I think, that I swear this woman has been perfecting this recipe, Kylan, for 40 plus years. Wherever she goes, they insist. She keeps cookie batches going, and she has containers that you cannot see my hands, but she's got like 5-quart containers for flour, for sugar, for her pecans. And she won't make her pecan recipe because she literally cannot quit eating it, whether it's raw or cooked. She literally cannot stop herself from eating it. So she let me make it that night. And oh my God, the biggest OMG you can possibly think of, at least Broadway signs OMG. Holy crap. And all I want to do is make them. So all the ingredients are currently sitting on my, my counter. Are you talking to me? Which cookie? Oh, got it. I know what you're talking about, Maya. So anyway, so I've got this recipe. I will share them with you, but you have to, and when you make them with her, she's like, no, you're not making it right. So you, whatever she says in those ingredients, follow it. Because she says, lump the cookie like this. Don't pack it down. Do it a loose lump. I promise you it makes all the difference in the world. It is unfreaking believable. And you have to get King Arthur flour. She said she's tried all flour. She says chocolates don't matter, sugar doesn't matter, the pecans don't matter, the flour matters. And she says the secret to cookies, and this is for all of y'all, the secret to cookies is to keep the butter cold until it goes into the recipe. Do not let the butter melt. Do not let it get soft. Leave it cold. She says those are really important directions.
Incidentally, this is one of the ways that you make every day taste like a holiday. And you be sure and tune in to Keelan Vaughn's Dawn with Vaughn as he, explores this further. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just.
Oh no, you're good. You're totally good.
Y'all have any questions for us? Any random questions? They don't even have to be camp related.
Do any of y'all have allergies?
Don't get me started on that. No. No. I'm allergic to the world.
Somebody posted a picture like that the other day where they went in and got the allergy test and literally everything on their back was lit up.
Oh man, that sucks.
Everything.
Yeah, no, I got that some years back, and I'm apparently deathly allergic to the state of Kentucky. Bluegrass is just not my thing. Never, and tiger trout. Just apparently they'll drop me dead. Everything else was just a mild allergy, but those two things, they'll take me out. Don't hit me with a trout or some grass. Be gone.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats and dogs and grass and trees and apples and everything.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'm allergic to cats as well. I hate it. I love cats. If I had to have a real pet that wasn't fish, it would be a cat. But I don't think I could deal with all the sneezing.
I have no allergies, thank God. Not even seasonal allergies.
Get out of here with that.
I'm blessed.
Any more questions that allergy related?
Wait, Shelby, did you say something?
Oh, I said I'm envious of you for having no allergies.
Oh, I didn't think that's what you said. I wouldn't ask you to repeat that.
But Brandon, I think we're safe this year. No peanut allergies that we need to be concerned about.
Open.
It's okay, y'all. We don't bite. Ask us anything.
Alan, I know you got some funny stories and questions.
Funny stories, yeah. Questions, no.
Well, give us a story then.
Yeah, we put you on the spot.
Well, one of my interests that I have is agriculture, okay? And so I like soil the most, like a good fertile soil. Like, have you ever seen soil that just looks like it'll plant and be, fertile? Have you?
I think Brandon can relate to this.
Oh yeah, let's talk. Cause like, I have a strawberry patch, blueberries, pear tree, peach tree, figs, and now we have a new plum tree because the old one got wrecked with some brown rot and some winter snaps. Working on a cherry seedling right now. So don't get me started.
Her country accent come in real strong for a second.
Hey, we'll hear now. At least I don't see pecan. I see pecan because that's how you say it. Pecan.
Pecan.
Get out of here, Maya. You say caramel.
I guess I can ask a question just to spark some discussion. What's everybody here's favorite game? Board game, video game, whatever. Just favorite game.
Someone else answer that first, because I don't want to feel like a nerd.
I mean, I don't really play games. I guess I have like favorite shows, but occasionally I'll like hop on with like my brother or something and play like COD. But like don't think I'm good at it or anything, but like sometimes.
I can feel that. I love games. I'm not very good at a lot of them.
No. A really good game I enjoy is BioShock.
Which one?
All of them. Okay. I'm not big into Infinite, but I love it mostly because the atmosphere and the fact that it has really good music.
I've played all of them, but Infinite's my favorite because it's kind of the fastest and most fun to me. The story isn't as good, but the gameplay was really fun.
It's very linear, though.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this much. Because of that game, I actually got into collecting records. I actually have some of my great-grandmother's records, and they mean a lot to me because it kind of ties everything together.
Nice.
Just a FYI for maintenance for the camp, please make sure your laptops and or other devices are currently plugged in and being charged. Thank you very much. That's your public service announcement.
Sorry. Talking about my own favorite game is a little bit difficult because there are a lot. Also, it changes by what I'm currently interested in, but if I had to go for one, I'd probably say Dungeons and Dragons or Fate, just different role-playing systems. I have a lot of fun with those. But I'm also right now pretty big into like Magic the Gathering and video game-wise, Elite Dangerous. It's a space simulator, which is really grindy, but if I'm in the right mood, really fun.
So in case
we're
you
gonna
didn't
get to
notice,
learn exactly how into games Peyton is.
yeah, in case you didn't notice, Peyton is the game master for the camp. So that might come in handy for you.
If I just start staring at you, start talking about games, and I will be like, I got you. We're good. We can talk. All right. So anybody else have a favorite game they want to share?
So
Michi, don't escape.
So not board games, but I do play League of Legends and Skyrim a lot.
Who's your favorite league champion?
I don't remember her name, but who's that? Is it Morgana? Morgana is her name.
Love Morgana. I'm gonna just dodge this side real fast. You should be able to guess my favorite champion. I hope so, at least. He's beautiful. Love him. Absolutely insane. So stupid and so much fun.
Peyton actually just introduced me to the KDA music video that I haven't stopped watching since I saw it for League of Legends.
Oh.
Have you listened to Giants yet?
Which one?
So the music videos that leagues put out, in addition to all the other fantastic music they do for the champions, you've got Giants, KDA. There's one other which I forget, which was good. But I love Giants and KDA as the two real music videos they've put out.
I did not know they had music videos at all.
I'll re-find it real fast.
Okay, who else didn't post anything about how an interest they have?
Stop.
We got writers, we got cooks. Sophie, did you post anything?
And
Yeah, I
music?
posted about playing instruments and music.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go back and read that.
Well, and that Professor D responded to her, right?
I tried to respond to everybody. Oops, I'm on mute. No, I'm not on mute. Okay. Although I'm looking pretty wild. My hair was looking like this last night when I went to bed.
You had extra pixels in your hair?
I had lots of pixels in my hair. I was out to hear like Einstein and worse. It was fun. Brandon, you can see that my computer needs to be replaced. This is a green screen behind me.
Ah.
Very cool. French horn is a really beautiful instrument. I really like French horns.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Fun one, but a weird one. The reason I chose it was because I had to stick my hand in the bell and I thought that was really funky.
I used to play, Sophie, I used to play the piano and the alto sax. Probably can't play either of them anymore, though.
All right, Michi, I have to hear this. How did you break a cello?
Well, I played it in middle school, and the cello was a lot bigger than I was.
It's a lot bigger than me.
I was just holding and playing around with it, and then it just kind of fell. And my music teacher just kind of put me in like the corner for half a semester after that. Now
Somebody sat on my saxophone one time, and so it was, and then like the person at the shop didn't really fix it, and like 2 years later I took it in and they're like, somebody must have like smashed this really bad. I was like, yeah, somebody sat on it, and that's why I was so mad.
So Nadia, I am so not surprised by that you were a tuba player.
You know what? I wanted to play the trumpet or the violin. And our school was like, we don't have those.
How does school have the trumpet? Hold on a sec. How do you put someone into like not trombone, tuba, and you say you don't have a trumpet? Violin, I get that. Trumpets, there are a million trumpets. Like,
that's because all the trumpets were taken.
Okay.
Like, I should be clear. Like, it was a small school, by the way. And I was just like, I want to, play the violin or, unleash my inner rock star with the guitar drum. He's like, nah, you get a tuba. I was like, cool. And I ended up falling in love with the thing, and I loved it. And we did some competitions and, won. But it was really great. My mom, when I went to college, she was like, you want to do the band while you're in college? I was like, no. God, no. Oh, remembering scales, traveling, and then having to, do marching band with a tuba? Nah, not for me.
Yeah, my high school, I went to a performing arts high school. We didn't have marching band at all. So the first and only time I've ever done marching band was for an honors marching band that I was invited to and accepted, thinking it was like a concert band. So I had to learn how to march for a parade with people who knew how to march in like a day and a half. It was interesting.
Oh yeah, marching, whenever we went to band competitions in the colleges with the marching squads came in, oh, I was always impressed because their outfit is boiling hot. These instruments are very heavy and they have to be coordinated, have to have lung capacities to not only move, shuffle. I don't know, I've seen people do splits with their instrument and then get back up like it was nothing. I was like, no, my legs barely work right. I'm not doing that.
I thought I was safe being in the choir. I was in the choir all 4 years of grad. BK is different, and I love them, but we did a song called Ballet Laka, which is like a Bollywood type song, and he made us dance to the entire song while we were singing. And I'm like, first of all, we're not coordinated, and we still had to perform it in front of a full conference of musicians in like 2016. Tragic. And I had on some Doc Martens boots because I left my shoes. So it was all wrong. and I was all out of breath the whole time. And I was on the front row.
I did show choir in middle school. I'm a good singer. My facial expressions are okay on a good day, and when I sing, because I was taught to sing without facial expressions, it's just blank. So it's like everybody else is smiling, and I'm over here just like straight faced singing normally. It was that was an interesting challenge.
Same. Our choir director, she was very into like not moving and like very performal arts, no expression, like operatic singing. And I can now sing these emotional songs with a dead face. I'm just like, they're like, what? Get into motion, move. I'm just like, this is what I learned. Let me be.
That's all I know.
I was in the choir when I was in middle school, but I had to do a solo, and after that, I embarrassed myself too bad.
Please tell them your solo story.
So it was the Christmas, we had a Christmas program for the whole school. And so everybody, the whole school was in there in the gym. And so we sung I'll Be There by the Jackson 5. And so it came to my part. And I knew that I wasn't going to sound good before because in practice I didn't sound good. But I had too much pride to let somebody else take my space. So I went up there and I sung it. And it was very embarrassing. I got over it though, quickly.
The very similar thing happened to me. We did like this 8th grade sending off of the 8th graders, where the whole school comes into the auditorium and sits down. The worst thing about it was every time in practice I did it. I hit it perfectly. It was fantastic. We get to the performance and my voice just cracks. It was awful.
Like one of those puberty voice cracking?
Yes, yeah, entirely. Just middle of the song, my one solo, just nope. And I was like, oh God, okay.
I had one.
Dropping octave.
Wow, Nadia's got the background working really well.
Oh no, that's Nadia. Yeah. Well, but you can't see her.
Well,
I'm invisible. It's my superpower.
And you still can't see squat on my green screen. I like the gap in my teeth though, in my face.
It's really funny.
It keeps you on your toes of who I really am. I may be able to fool you at some point. I don't know.
You should do one with a Dobby where you fill in the face for Dobby.
Should make a spew background.
So, for the rest of, oh God, that actually kind of scared me a bit. He just popped up. But any artists? I heard that there was someone who likes to draw and paint and do all these artsy things.
I mean, I used to do a lot of art, but then I didn't have time to take it in school, so I haven't done a lot of it recently, but kind of.
I refused to take like art class in school, so I took like all the language class possible to get out of the way.
I wish I could do that. I hate languages. I hate learning English. Sometimes I can't English correctly, but I hate languages. I had to sit through French. Granted, my French class was really, we're going to watch Saving Private Ryan, The Pianist, Red Tails, all in English, by the way, and call that, my favorite, Princess Tyra, a Nigerian soap opera, full Nigerian soap opera, all in English. Don't try doing French. I don't know French. I took French for like 2 years. I know nothing.
Oh no, I was the president of the French Honor Society. The only thing I knew how to do was greet people. That was it. I got that precision. But it's okay. It looks good on your resume, right?
I was hoping you were going to say you knew a little bit more than that, because doesn't Marion speak French, Anetta, Professor D?
Yes. Anna is more probably fluent at this point because she just came back from France. Marion said that she is losing some of her her fluency because she's not doing and she must not be engaging her parents regularly, or they may not be doing French with her, quite honestly. So Barbara's mom was fluent in Arabic. Her father was fluent in German, and when the kids came along, they quit. And my mom and dad have the same story. My mom's family was fluent in Yiddish, and as soon as the kids started understanding, they quit using it in the house. And that's not necessarily uncommon in immigrant households. It's very common.
Yeah, I think my grammar in Vietnamese is like terrible. I use English grammar instead of Vietnamese grammar.
Uh-huh.
The only person who understands is my mom anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right?
My grandmother is from Norway, and I remember she taught us a little bit of Norwegian, and we got a chance to go to Norway a few years ago, and my mom, I remember watching her trying to speak Norwegian up there, and it was really funny because what we learned was a little bit different because she doesn't use it very frequently.
Wow. That's cool having gone to Norway. That is on my bucket list.
It's a beautiful country.
Any particular time of year that I won't freeze my body parts off?
We went in, I believe it was June, and it was like very hot up there for some reason. Like I remember everyone there was like all on the piers in swimsuits.
Wow.
I know it was very irregular for that to happen, but it was really cool.
Cool. Well, that is very good to know.
Crystal, we haven't heard from you.
Hi. I came in late, so I'm not really sure like what was the conversation or
Anything right now. We're just Q&A, get to know you type stuff.
Professor D. I don't really know your name, but I know you look familiar from why I left because you came to one of our I think government day and you talked you presented or something this year with Youth Leadership Forum. And I remember you told me about this camp when we were there.
Cool. I did my job, guys. It's great to have you here.
It's good to be here.
That's my dance. This is as good as my dancing gets.
Amy, I'm calling you out too. You've been real quiet.
Oh, yeah, I didn't relate to like a lot of topics, so I wasn't talking. But I'm Amy, and something interesting, I used to be on a hip hop team. I don't dance anymore though. I'm a debater. That's fun. That's it.
It's surprising to hear someone say I'm a debater and then be quiet. Like, it's not a bad trait. It's fantastic. Normally in debate, you actually need to listen to your opponent. But almost everyone I've ever run into is like, yeah, I'm a debater. And then just proceeds to talk. Never listening. Never
Amy, will you do us a favor and maybe teach Peyton how that works?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I mean, I love to talk about.
I talk a lot too, but
Let me guess, you want to warm up a little bit and get a feel for us. I got it. You're good.
yes, ma'am.
You're good.
Just wait till y'all get Amy warmed up. Y'all hear plenty.
We're all from like we're trolls who live under bridges. We come out every now and then to teach law and social justices, and then like go right back under our bridges.
What did you say, Amy?
Miss Maya was my debate coach.
So what?
Mine too.
That's the sloth for you. He just kind of hangs out and watches what's going on, Amy. There's no telling what's going to show up on my screen. I'm in my office.
True.
Well, the sloth was nice.
Good. Good to know.
Get used to the little creatures flying across the screen. Annetta has a lot of them. You will be seeing most of them. You have been warned.
But you'll never see all of them.
No. We could start like a camp round of singing, except for you don't want. Actually, if you listen in the background, I'll open the door and you can hear my dog singing for supper. I have 5 furry children.
What breed?
So I have 2 full-bred Bassets. I have a Bagel. A bagel is a Basset Beagle, and you will see her because she insists on popping up into my lap, even though she's not a lap dog. She hasn't figured out at 37 pounds and my tininess that it doesn't make a good lap dog scene. And then we have 2 large dogs. They're tall, part Doberman, Golden Retriever, and please don't ask me, Pekingese. We did the DNA. That's all I can tell you. And then we have one that is a boxer, Rottweiler, and Golden Retriever mix. She has 1 blue eye and 1 brown eye, and they are all rescues. So, yeah. The word sucker is across my forehead and most definitely at my kneecaps.
I can't get past the Doberman Golden Retriever.
Pekingese. Yes, agreed. Agreed. We're hoping the Pekingese part was father. No telling.
Does anybody else have pets?
I have a dog, and we rescued him, I think, like really recently too, like in December, and he's like around 8 months old, but he's part pit bull terrier and border collie. So
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I like used to babysit for like dogs and cats, and then I realized I just can't take care of them full time. It's too much work. I refuse to wake up at like 5 in the morning with an animal's ass on my face, trying to get food or something.
5:45 this morning.
That's why I went with fish. You don't really have to do much with fish. You just take some fish food and dump it in the tank, and you can look at them and they're pretty. That's all they do.
I am the ultimate fish killer.
I am the ultimate fish killer. My mom at one point started giving me like fake fish, and they somehow dying too. So I got you beat with that one.
You killed the fake fish as well? Yeah, I'd be right there with you, Maya.
I had quite a few fish which lived normally and then died, and I had one like ghost catfish, which I think was a vampire, because it like outlived. I got that. That was the first fish I got, and it lasted until about a month before I went to college. It was, I don't know how long it was. It was a long time.
I got a bunch of fish when I was a kid, and then that was when I found out goldfish can eat each other, because I had like 5 or 10 of them, and then one day I just found I had one.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about goldfish. I remember I had one fish when I was like 12, and it died in like a month. So I didn't even try to get another pet or nothing else like that.
Well, I went through 3 rounds of fish before my mom finally decided that like that's enough. But
Michi, your fish kind of sounds like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch commercial. Just keep going. Nadia, what's that?
That's a bird.
Oh, it's a turkey vulture. They're
Yeah.
awesome.
Actually,
Okay.
I took that picture when I was in Panama. It was one of my favorites.
It was flirting with you because I went to the Atlanta Zoo and I walked by it and it starts flirting its wings and spreading. I walk away, it stops. I walk up. It was absolutely freaking hysterical. I had a freaking turkey vulture flirting with me.
No, this one didn't see me. I actually took this from a hole in a ruin because I didn't want it to peck my face. And I'm like a good 100 feet away from this bird. I'm just like, no, that thing is huge. I'm good.
I'm sending you a chicken.
Dog. A chicken. Actually, it's a funny story. I had 3 chickens. They're no more. Don't worry. One of them, I think their names were barbecue, baked, and grilled. Legit their names. But no, like they got pretty big. They gave like the best eggs, but then they went to the country to live with a family in the country. They lived out their days free.
Okay, how many of you believe that or know that they ended up with the ending of their names was exactly what happened to each of them?
That's actually not what happened. They're living their lives happily in the country, pooping out eggs.
That's what they all say.
No. If I said they if they died, I would have been like they would have went to the great barbecue grill in the sky.
Wait, was that, out of curiosity, is that the bad place for chicken?
Wait, what?
Say that again.
The great barbecue in the sky, would that be the good bad place for chicken to go after they die?
They were pretty bad chickens, so the bad place. Chickens are vicious, y'all. Let me tell you. Vicious.
No, it's the kind of chickens you got. I want silkies. Silkies are not that way.
We had one Easter egg chicken. She was a sweetheart. But the other two were just kind of like, oh God, I pity any creature that came across them. They were fine with us, but chickens they can be, they will, if you were a small enough creature, they would eat you. I do believe that they came from velociraptors at this point. They're just too small now to be vicious.
They came from T-Rex.
Yeah, no. Never again. No, I happily have a few dogs and an outdoor cat.
Shay, you have anything interesting about yourself you want to tell everybody? I know you already shared one in the group, but anything else?
I don't know. Am I interesting?
Everybody's interesting.
I used to do debate in high school.
So we're all from the same debate background, actually. Me, Kyla. So I was on the team first out of the four of us. I'm the OG.
Yes.
Then Shay came, then Amy came, then Kylan came. So we're all
Oh, Colin's here?
Huh?
Yep.
Oh.
I think Shay might be the best out of all of us, though. So if you really want somebody to teach debate, Brandon, it's got to be Shay.
That's not even a little bit true.
Well, just offend the rest of us. No, I'm slaying.
Well, I mean, you know, Miss Nationals, what year was that, Shay?
2017.
We ain't making the national. I qualified for nationals, and then the girls who took the spot didn't even go, so I should have gone. And I was
Why didn't you go?
Because we didn't know they weren't going, and I didn't find out until I started at UAB, and the girl who was on the team, she went to Mars Hill, could not stand her, sat right in front of me in biology 123 all of my first semester of freshman year. So I hated looking at the back of her head just because she wasted that opportunity.
Well, weren't they supposed to like contact you if you were an alternate?
You know how that goes.
I think this was before, electricity was widespread.
What? Ma'am.
So one of y'all just log in.
I'm already in.
Oh, there you go. Good. Just listen. You guys can follow along. Okay.
I see a mask on.
Yes.
Excellent. I thought about coming on with one of my masks.
They may be displaced because of the power.
Yeah.
I got you. You were saying that we had power issues. Man, that storming was rough.
Yeah, it was. I don't have any power at my house. That's why I had to come to my grandparents' house.
Yeah. Well, I say, Maya, that deserves some, you know what, for going to Grandma and Grandpa's house to show up, and also showing up in, we're not sure where, but with a mask on. Yeah, we'll learn about what I'm saying in code, I promise. Then I'll have to learn a new code that you can't catch on to.
I don't know if we addressed this, but like, is there a specific dress code that we should be wearing? Because like, I know this is like formal, but like, we're not in like you know, together. So like, what type of t-shirt's fine?
Yeah. The only, that's a great question. Thank you. The only time that it really is an issue for us is on Saturday, we're going to actually do a mini mock trial. And if you can try to be as professional as possible from the waist up, that would be awesome. Because there's a possibility that that footage will get published in places that this footage won't. So if you could possibly do that, that would be great. But that being said, I'm personally just more interested in like, let's just jump in and learn about the law. And I'm really more interested in that than pretense. You know, like I've got on a t-shirt and I'm just really more interested in, let's just make it happen. But the only time that might be more of an interest would be like, for example, there may be scholarship opportunities or other opportunities that come along, and you really would like to have a highlight reel to be able to show people. And so if we're all kind of dressed professionally on that mock trial piece, then we'll have that opportunity to use that.
Brandon, let me throw the question back to them. Do you want to dress up this week? Because if you guys want to dress up this week, we'll be glad to accommodate that, and we will dress up ourselves. So that's really up to you, other than the mock trial part on Saturday.
That's true. I mean, I have an emergency suit right here, and I can put it on.
My closet's on the other side of the door.
No, I don't really want to dress up personally.
Yeah, personally, I think I'd just save it for the mock trial.
Brandon, I think for their rehearsal, I think we should let them dress up for the rehearsal as well.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, and here's why. As weird as this might sound, what you're wearing can be extremely distracting. So, like, you might not want to be wearing, you know, something totally different the first time that you're in an actual mock trials situation. So, you know, like every trial I ever tried, I pretty much wore the same suit. Now I changed shirts, you know, but and ties, but I wore the same suit every day. If it was a 3-day trial, I wore it 3 days. If it was 12 days, I wore it 12 days. Why did I do that? I don't want to be distracted by my clothing. You know, and so that's just something to think about.
I completely agree, because my pastor, he was doing church today, and he always just wears a black or gray suit. And today he had on a checkered print tan suit. And when church first started, like online, I was like, he is dressing so different. That is so out of the box. Wow, I've never seen him dress like that. And I was not paying attention at all.
That's a great point, Amy. I mean, that, like, how do we persuade people to come around to what we want them to, like a jury, how do we persuade them to vote our way if all they can think about is our checkered suit?
Here's a question, though. While a lot of lawyers wear, like, traditionally, like a dark colored suit that's a solid color, what about ties? Your tie can be very distracting. Is that not true?
I'm gonna answer that question with shoes, if you'll let me, and just hang with me for just a minute, okay? If you ever watched old episodes of Matlock, which I do like to watch because the show is sort of campy, but it's actually based on a lawyer out of North Georgia by the name of Billy Lee Cook, who has an astounding trial record. He's in his 90s now, still practicing law, but he tried just hundreds of murder cases over his career and rarely lost. And so Matlock was based on his character, and Matlock was always cleaning his shoes, and in particular, he had a little brush and he was cleaning the little place, you know, where your shoe meets the sole, that little crack right there. He was always cleaning that out, and people would ask him, "Why are you doing that?" And he said, "That's where the jury's looking. If I have any dust there, they'll look and think that I'm a careless lawyer, or that I'm not really actively, representing my client, or I left something undone." Well, it seems kind of ridiculous, doesn't it? But if you think about it, the point that I would say he's making is that the last thing I want a jury doing is looking at me and thinking more about my my shoes than about the case I'm trying to present. So I would never wear a Tennessee tie to an Alabama courtroom, right? Because all of a sudden I become the point of the case. Instead of the defense and the prosecution being the point, the lawyer, and that's not the lawyer's role. If you've watched the videos that in the pre-work, that's what happened to Samuel Leibowitz. It wasn't his his Tennessee tie, right? It was the fact that he was from New York, and Alabama people don't like people coming down from New York and telling them how they're going to live their lives. Just like I don't necessarily like people telling from anywhere telling me how to live my life. And he was also Jewish, and the court found that to be, I mean, the jury found that to be offensive. And he was also alleged to be communist, although I don't think he was, and they were offended by that. So the case became about him instead of being about the innocence of the Scottsboro Boys trial. So the last thing I'd want to do is wear a tie that that distracted the jury. That being said, there's some incredible lawyers like Chris Doss. Chris Doss comes to mind. Chris is actually in the documentary I asked you to watch. He's a lawyer. He practices actively, but he's also an ethics professor at the university. I mean, at Cumberland School of Law. He's been wearing a bow tie for 40 years, and he has this very distinct Mark Twain sort of look. He's got this bow tie on, and like if you drew a caricature of him, you'd be like, "That's Chris Doss." And so he somehow pulls it off. Like he has a very unique, different look, but it doesn't. The case doesn't get to be about him.
Brandon, to add to that, my father used to wear ties that were subtle statements to the judge.
Like not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.
No, but if he didn't like the judge, he would wear a particular tie that indicated that. And he was a divorce attorney. And so he would wear ties that were based around divorce as well. So my dad did all sorts of things with his ties over a 50-year career. Yeah.
I don't think it's something you can ignore.
No.
And I think it's something that that juries pay attention to because we do. We're humans, right? And so like if I meet somebody for the first time, and the whole time that we're meeting each other, they're talking to me about the fact that they come from a lot of money, and that that they have all this money and they make investments, and they're talking about that the whole time. And then we go out to the parking lot and they get into a 1978 Pinto with no floorboard in it and drive off in this rusty car that's putting all this smoke out. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but something's just not right about this person, right? And I don't know yet. Well, I mean, it might be totally legit. I don't know, but I'm questioning it. And that's the last thing we want. That's the last thing we want from juries, right? We want juries to trust us, and that's work.
Okay, there you go. Look, Victoria, if you want to look on, if they start sharing the screen, it'll be easier to look on the computer.
Brandon, you're the host.
I did it. I'm trying to host you. If you'll hold on just a minute, I can't find you.
So guys, most of us have been on since 4 o'clock. So what we're going to do is take a quick 7 minutes. I didn't say 5. I didn't say 10. I said 7. So according to my clock, that puts us back at 5:02. At 5:02, I do believe we're turning it over to Kayla. Is that correct, Professor Blankenship?
Yes.
Okay, we will turn it over to Kayla at 5:02. So you're welcome to hang out. You can turn off your screen for a few, whatever works for you best. But we will be back and ready to boogie at 5:02.
So
turkey ass.
They're on a, yeah, they're on a break. There you go. You want a snack? Hold on. How do I?
Hello.
Hey, Kaylin.
Hi, how are you?
I've already been doing a plug for
Okay.
Dawn with Vaughn
Okay.
because we've got some cooks, and they were talking about how to make some particular things like a cookie, like super delicious.
Okay. Awesome.
Are you-
Awesome. How is everyone?
We're on a break right now. We'll be back in about probably 4 minutes. But
Okay.
so far, we've had some pretty good discussion.
Okay. Okay. Is this everyone? Is this the main room?
This is the main room. You're in the right place at the right time.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. 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 Happy to be on.
How was your weekend?
It was great. It was great. I can't complain. And yours?
I've had a good weekend. Been doing a lot of camp stuff, but that's good. I enjoy doing it.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I don't know why I'm thinking about food still, but I saw some master chef cooking a steak in a skillet, so I tried that over the weekend.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. I saw some vegan options that a YouTuber does. Her name is Tabitha Brown, and she was cooked some good meal options. I said, "Ooh, wow, that was awesome." I forgot what it was. I think it was like a steak or either a pork chop smothered with gravy with mushrooms, kale, baby sweet potatoes, and then cheesy cauliflower.
See, this all this talk about good food is hurting me because I was gonna have like a mini Walmart frozen pizza for dinner tonight.
Oh wow. But those can be good too. You just gotta jazz them up and put your own spin on them.
That's right.
You're right. Except for I'm just gonna take a little one and just put it in the microwave, and that'll be it.
I like to add more cheese to mine, and I like to add more cheese and maybe some jalapeno peppers and things like that to mine, just to make it a little more, a little more meat.
Kaylin, did I understand? Did I miss that you're vegan or vegetarian?
I'm not vegan. I'm not vegan. I just been on and off keto, but I just saw. I was looking at her video channel, and I was like, that looked great to eat. The cook that was making that food. I just happened to stumble across her video. Her name is Tabitha Brown.
I'm trying to get our UAB son. Tabitha. We're doing a cooking series, so I'm gonna try to get her to hop on and do an episode for us.
You said that you working with Tabitha to do a cooking thing?
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
Can faculty jump on those things or just students?
Yeah, it's open to everybody in the UAB community.
Well, awesome. For really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, send me the link. Send me the link.
I'll share it with y'all once we get everything finalized. We're still trying to do contracts and stuff.
Okay.
If y'all haven't noticed, I stole Professor Blankenship's background. His is real. His is an actual bookshelf, and I just screenshotted it.
Which was very confusing.
Yes, for the screenshot.
It was confusing for me at first.
Oh, is it flipped the wrong way for y'all though?
I don't understand Zoom at all. I'm so sorry it took me so long to get on.
No, you're good.
It's not working for me at all.
We're glad you're with us.
So it's 5:04. Are we ready to get started? Let me see. Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Hey guys, welcome to the camp. I'm trying to share my screen. Let me see.
There are so many people on the Zoom call. It's a little scary.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get it all set up. Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Okay. All right, guys, welcome to Journey to Attorney. My name is Kayla Harris, and I'm your camp director. Okay, so welcome. As I stated, I'm your camp director, and I will be your primary source of contact for this week. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. You can do that on Teams, and my email is also listed down here, harris18@wavy.edu. Okay. So here's an introduction on kind of what you guys will be learning this week. So this is just kind of breakdown of like the overview. So in the court, like everything works together. So you have facts plus law plus judge plus jury equals justice. So facts come into the court, which are applied to the law, and the judge and the jury do their work based on the facts that come into the court. And this leads to justice. But, you know, it's a whole process. So there are a lot of factors that play into it, but that's ultimately the main goals of like the system. So we'll be going into detail throughout the week, but this is just kind of like an intro for you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is the pre-work. So you guys should have already reviewed your material and looked over that. And if you haven't, it's a good time to do that today, because you will need to know exactly what we're talking about to like kind of help you, guide you through this week. So that's very important. The material will be challenging, so you have to do your part. So this will require a lot of extra reading, but we'll all be working through it together. And as you know, we'll be doing the Scottsboro boys case. So as I mentioned in the video about the overview of the camp, the Scottsboro trial is very dark, but we'll all be here to kind of work through it and kind of help you. I'm sorry, hold on. And so guys, so I'm sorry, I think I want that. Okay, that's pretty much it for that part. And then Microsoft Teams, that's going to be the platform that you guys will use this week. And it'll be everything. You'll be able to communicate with each other. You'll be able to send messages to your facilitators, and your work will be there. And as we move through, there'll be like everything you need, the schedule, anything you need. And if you can't find it, feel free to contact me or any of your other facilitators. Okay, and the next thing I want to talk about is, so we're going to be watching My Cousin Vinny, and we're supposed to be watching it on Zoom together, but we do realize that it's going to be over the internet, so it may not be as strong. So you guys will probably have to like have an alternative in case it doesn't work. So I did notice that they had it on Hulu, and you can also rent it on YouTube as well. There may be other sources, but you have to kind of look into it. And then we'll also be having a discussion on Zoom. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to say that we are here for you guys. So like I said, the topics they won't be easy to discuss, but you guys will have us to work through it with each other. And it'll be a group effort, so we all want to work together and make sure that we're respectful of each other's feelings, and we want to make sure that everybody gets their point across and we can do it in the correct way. And if you need someone to talk to, feel free to contact me. I will be available. And that's it. So do you guys have any questions for me?
By the way, guys, if you have questions, you can feel free to send them in Teams, or you can put them in the chat if you don't feel like unmuting. So don't feel like you can't share them. No question is stupid. We aren't judging you. We don't know what we don't know unless you ask a question. Or more importantly, we don't know what you don't know if you don't ask a question. I'd like to tell you we have ESP, but we don't, just like we don't have ESPN right now.
All right, I'm gonna pick up from there. The first thing I want to just point out to you guys is that you'll notice that there's a lot of staff on the line, and we all have an S at the beginning of our names. And so, if you need to interact with somebody that's on the camp staff, you can certainly do that. I want to also get the staff to introduce themselves. So if you're on staff, be thinking about just a quick thing that you can do to introduce yourself while I talk about what we're going to do in the camp. So this camp is different. I suspect that you probably have had a school experience a lot like my school experience was, where your teachers or professors came in and told you what was going to be on, what the material was, and then what you needed to know, what you needed to focus on. And in some degree broke everything down into little nuggets so that you could take those nuggets and build some kind of knowledge base. And so if that's the kind of school system that you've experienced, it's quite possible that this camp will feel very uncomfortable for you, and that's good. So the whole experience is designed to help you feel uncomfortable. Why is that? Well, because that's when you're learning the most. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a case from the 1930s. If you've watched the documentary, you already know that, where we had an unjust result. We had a jury trial that resulted in a guilty verdict that was unjust. Now that was in the 1930s. What we're going to do is we're going to reimagine what would have to be different for that case to result in a just result.